So today we will be starting our next chapter, that is soil resource. So the name of the chapter is soil resource. Very first thing is soil. What is basically soil? It is the loose rock material. Okay, it is a loose rock material which forms. It is a loose rock material which forms the thin surface of the layer of the earth. Earth is having three layers, the very first layer is crust, then comes your mantle, and then is your core. So this layer, the topmost layer, it is having soil. Okay, and this is your core. It is very very hot, it is having magma in it. So this is crust, mantle, and this is your core. So the loose rock material which is present in your crust on that surface, and it forms the thin upper layer, that is known as soil. So what we have to discuss today is soil only. Okay, so we will be starting the importance of soil. We all know that the soil is very important for us, and we have discussed this in class also, that soil is very important and it is a natural resource as well. It helps the plants to grow. Okay, the plants to grow. It is the living place for, it creates, acts as habitat for animals as well, like the rodents, etc. They form burrows in soil only, and it is very very important. Many other points are also there, like the number of things we get from the soil. Okay, the plants, these two are the main sources, so we get, these are having soil as habitat. Plant grow in soil only, so we are very much dependent on plants, like we get fruits, vegetables, cereals from these plants, and the insects again are important for us, the microorganism, the dead decaying matter. Okay, the dead decayed matter. So this way the soil is very important for us, and we all know that the soil is formed by the weathering of rocks, and the formation process, the soil formation is called soil formation process. The process of soil formation is called pedogenesis. 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 Okay, again, it is a branch of the science dealing with the earth. Okay, so the branch of the earth science dealing with the study of soil study, that is known as pedology. Okay, so pedogenesis, formation, and then comes your pedology. Then are the factors. When we talk about the factors, there are many factors which influence the soil formation. Okay, so the very first one is the climate. You know that the mountains, the rocks, the withering of the rocks, the climate is one of the main reason. Okay, so it is the one factor which is influencing or resulting in soil formation. The change in the temperature also is one of the factor, but the climate, it plays very major role. Even the humus content, the decayed matter forms the humus, so that matter is also very important for us, and climate is responsible for this. Then comes your parent rock. The minerals, etc., which are present in this parent rock, they are contained in the soil also. So the soil, the nutrients, whether it is iron rich, whether it is nitrogen rich or not, whether it is a barren kind of soil, it is sandy kind of soil, all these things, these depend upon the parent rock material of this parent rock. It is responsible for all these things. Then comes your relief or topography. When we talk about the relief, you know that if the mountain is there in the region, if there is a mountain, and this region, I'm talking about this region, the river is flowing and it is coming with the alluvium with it, so it will deposit this alluvium over here, so this part will have very fertile soil. So the relief features, they are again very much important, that whether which kind of slope is present. Like if the slope is very steep, then the soil is of different type. Mountainous soil is of different type. Whether the it is more exposed or it is less exposed to the climatic changes, temperature, etc. All these things are also important. Then comes your time. With the time, the soil becomes finer. Okay, like the time, it acts as a passive soil former. It is the passive agent in soil formation, it is not the active agent. But still, when the maturation is talked about, we always consider the time, that the soil takes time to mature. So this was all about the factors. Then comes your composition of the soil. You know, and I suppose you have discussed the different horizons of the soil also. Like if this section is cut, this is a vertical section of the soil. When we cut it, the very first section, let it be the humus, the O horizon, and it is not always present, it is present sometimes. So we don't consider it to be the first one. The first one comes your A horizon. So this whole one is your A horizon. This red, that this is your O horizon. Okay, this is your A horizon. Then comes your, this A horizon includes your topsoil. Then comes your B horizon. This is A, above one. This is A horizon. The next one, this portion is B horizon, and it is having your subsoil. Okay, it is having your subsoil. Then comes your rock horizon, in which in the C horizon, in which the fragments are present. So this is it, this is the C. In this C section, the rock fragments like this are present. And then comes your bedrock. It is very hard. This is your bedrock. This is the parent rock or bedrock also. Now we will be discussing about the types of the soil. The very first thing is, when we talk about the types of soil, we should know about the components, like sand or sandy particles or sandy soil, you can say. It is having 60% of sand and about 10% of clay. So you can imagine that if the clay particles are very less, clay is very less, so it will not have the binding capacity, although it will be very loose, and it will not have the binding capacity, that is known as the cementing material. This clay is the cementing material. This is very first one. Then comes your second one, that is your clayey soil. When we talk about the clayey soil, it is having clay particles and more extent as compared to this one, and this soil, it becomes sticky when we mixed it with water. Okay, when it is mixed with water, it is sticky. Next comes your loamy soil. When we talk about loamy, it means it is very fine soil, very fine soil. Okay, and it is having the sand and clay in equal proportion. The sand and clay both are present in equal proportion of sand and clay, so it is very good for farming. Best for farming. Which one? Loamy soil is best for farming. Okay, so this is called clay because when we mix it with water, it becomes sticky. Another thing is, it is having high proportion of clay, that's why it is clay. Okay, so now we will be discussing the different types of soil, and in this, what we will be doing is, we will be comparing, and by comparison, you know that it is very easy to learn anything. So by comparing, we will be learning this. The very first thing is your black soil. When we talk about the black soil, it is also known as the regur soil. Okay, another name is also there, that is regur, regur. Okay, so it is formed by weathering of the lava rocks, as you can see over here. It is written. So as the lava is there, lava rock comes to your mind, black color comes to your mind, then it is black soil. It is very much rich in the minerals like potash, lime, iron, carbonates of calcium and magnesium as well. So it is black in color, as the name suggests, it is black in color. So there are cracks as well. Okay, when it is dry and sticky, it is, when it is wet it becomes sticky, when it is dry the cracks are formed over there. So this is the quality of this black soil. Then comes, it is very much fertile and it is suitable for many crops. Again, you have to learn the crops. So here in the third point they have discussed about the crops: cotton, wheat, sugarcane. Okay, so I was talking about the third point. The third point is about the crops. It is very much important, like it is fertile and it is suitable for crops, and the crops are again like cotton, wheat, sugarcane, and very much important, that is your cotton. Okay, and it is very important for this crop, and especially they mention this for the cotton, black soil for cotton and sugarcane also. Next is the region. We have to discuss the region in which it is found. So the western part of Deccan Plateau, Gujarat is there, Madhya Pradesh is there, Maharashtra, and another thing, that is your western part of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. So some parts of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, then your Deccan Plateau, that is Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, these are all having black soil with them. The next is your laterite soil. It is not good for agriculture, unsuitable for agriculture, and it is red in color. Why is it red in color? Because it is having iron oxides and it is poor in lime. Lime is not present in this. It is porous kind of the soil. Okay, it is porous kind of soil. It is having silica is removed in it. It is having rich iron contents in it. Iron oxide is there. Found areas, again areas are important, along the summit of the eastern and the western ghats. Okay, eastern and the western ghats, India, eastern and western ghats. So it is present over there. Then comes your Malwa Plateau, Kerala, Vindhya Range, Satpura Range, Goa, hills of Assam, then Meghalaya. These are again important. At least 4 or 5 states you should remember about which kind of soil is present in which kind of the state. Then comes your next soil. The next soil is alluvial soil. When we talk about the alluvial soil, it is again very much important, and it is very, very fertile and very fine soil. It is deposited by rivers. 2 types of alluvium are there, that is new and old. The new one is known as Khadar. The other one is known as Bhangar, the old one. So these are again important. So next is, it is very rich in potash, clay and lime, but it is poor in what? It is poor in nitrogen and phosphorus. So it is rich in what and poor in what? This you have to remember. Rich in potash, clay and lime, but it is poor in nitrogen and phosphorus. So nitrogen and phosphorus content are missing in this soil, or they are present in very less amount. It is fertile, very fertile and suitable for many crops, like rice is grown in our area, sugarcane, wheat, cotton is also grown, oilseeds, but the best for cotton is your black soil. Then comes your areas. Northern plains, that is Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, all these are having this kind of soil. Even the Brahmaputra and you know about the delta also, Sundarbans delta, it is also having this soil. Coastal plains are also having this kind of soil, alluvial soil. We will be discussing it with the help of the map as well. Each soil we will be covering. Then comes your red soil. Okay, then comes your red soil. It is formed by the weathering of old crystalline rocks. This is again important. Old crystalline rocks. It is red in color. Why is the color red? Again important, because of the presence of iron oxides, as it was present in laterite soil. But it is, again, now this soil is also poor in something. What is it? It is having the poor content of nitrogen, phosphorus and humus. Nitrogen, phosphorus and humus. It is suitable for what? Wheat, sugarcane, rice, pulses. Okay, these can be grown. But it is not again having phosphorus and nitrogen, and one again, that is humus. This is missing in this soil. Humus is missing in red soil. Where is it present now? Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and the Chota Nagpur plateau also. Malwa plateau is also having red soil. So this is important. Always learn the soils or anything you want with the help of the comparison, so that it is easy for you to do the comparison. Like you can compare with what kind of soil, or we can talk about the two types of soil in which cotton is grown. The very first one is your black soil, which is very much important, and especially it is very good for cotton. Another soil is alluvial soil. Cotton is grown in this soil also. Then rice, wheat, it is grown here also. It is grown, wheat is grown here also, here also. So wheat is grown everywhere, and this we have discussed. Even sugarcane. So this way you can remember the things, and you can keep in your mind that sugarcane we discussed in red soil also, we discussed in alluvial soil also, and black soil also. So no one will cross it. If it is asked from you that what or give one example for red soil or the crop which is grown in red soil, so you can write sugarcane. Also rice, pulses, these can be grown, wheat. So learn in this way, so that it is better for you and for your understanding also. So now you can see where alluvial soil is present. These are the coastal plains. Here it is present. Here it is present. This is alluvial soil. And this region, you can see the rivers are bringing them. So this region is having Gujarat is there. This is having Punjab also. Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand is there. Odisha, Bihar, West Bengal. Some part of Assam is also covered. This delta, Sundarbans delta. So this way you have to remember the names, and this shading also. Just keep this shading in your mind, that this region is covered, some part of the Gujarat is covered, this some part of this eastern and western Ghats also you have to cover them. This Indo-Gangetic plain, I have told you very much important it is. So this is your Indo-Gangetic plain. Easy. When we talk about Indo-Gangetic plain, keep in mind your alluvial soil. So this will be very helpful in naming the states. Then comes your black soil. The mid portion, you can see it is having the Deccan. This one, this is having the Deccan Plateau, it is having. Madhya Pradesh is there, Maharashtra is there, Gujarat is covered, some part of Goa is covered. Okay, so this way remember this big part, so that it is easy for you to remember that it is having black soil in it. Okay. Again, it is important when you keep in mind your this area, then this will directly strike to your mind that this is having black soil, and you can name 2 to 3 states from this side. Next is your red soil. We have again discussed about this soil. We have made the comparison of this soil, that this area, it is covering this area. Just keep the southern part and the eastern part in your mind, so that you can easily name the states. So this is covering the Odisha also. Tamil Nadu is also there, covering Tamil Nadu. Some part of Kerala is also there. Okay, so this way you can do this. Again, this part of Rajasthan is covered over here. Madhya Pradesh slightly is covered by red soil. So you have to remember this. Don't think about the exact marking, but you just have to keep in mind the areas so that it is easy for you to name the regions. Next is your laterite soil, as it is not very much important. Again, it is not very much fertile as well, but still we have to keep this in mind, so we will be discussing about this also. This is present over here. Again, these regions, you can see this region, so you can keep in mind this region. Okay, this region you can keep in mind to tell the state. Some part of Tamil Nadu is also covered with this. Okay, Karnataka, Maharashtra is also there. Then comes this region, some part of the West Bengal, you can say Odisha, you can say. So this way you can name at least 4 to 5 states if they ask you the states to name. So now we will be having a look. Okay, in this we have discussed red soil, black soil. You can see we have discussed about them. So this is the red soil, black soil. Okay, then comes your alluvial soil and laterite soil. This one, this is your laterite soil. So we have discussed about them. Then comes your desert soil. This is your desert soil. This one, arid or the desert soil. This is your desert soil. Okay, then is your forest or the hilly soil. When we talk about the forest or the hilly soil, it comes in the mountainous region. So this is covered over here. So this way you can keep the areas in mind. Again and again I'm saying that keep the area in mind so that you can name the states. Sometimes we are not able to give the names, so just keep this thing in your mind, the areas, so that they can help you to name the regions having that kind of soil. So one thing which is left is your saline soil, which I have not told you in this. I think peaty and marshy soil is also there. So these soils, these are not very much important, but still they are present in the map, so just have a look over them. The regions, they are very easy to learn. Rajasthan is there. This Gujarat is having this peaty soil, marshy soil it is having. So again I'm repeating that it is again not important. The alluvial soil is very much important. Black soil, red soil, it is again important. Mountainous soil, you can say, or the forest soil is important. Arid soil, you just have to remember the features of these kind of the soil, how much content is present in them, what kind of nutrients are they having or they are lacking. The part which is not present in this is again important, like the potash is not there, like if the nitrogen is not there, so that is again important. And which area they cover, this is important. Crops which are grown in these type of soil, they are important. Thank you very much. In the next video we will be discussing about the desert soil, mountain soil which are left, and also we will be discussing about the soil erosions. Different types of soil erosions will also be covered in the next video. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.